I'll never forget the sound of the gavel echoing in that lawyer's office. It wasn't a courtroom, but it felt like one. The lawyer's voice was steady, almost cold. Your grandparents left everything to you. Sole heir. $26 million. The estate, the businesses, the house. Silence. Then the sharp inhale from my mother. My father's throat clearing, my sister's eyes narrowing into blades. And me? I sat there, frozen. Not from fear, from clarity. I knew in that moment they would hate me for it. That night, I learned what blood really meant. Family. A word that's supposed to mean safety. But when 26 million is on the table, safety turns into war. They demanded I sign it over, said I owed it to them, that I was just a kid, undeserving, incapable. I refused. So they did what I half expected. They threw me out. No bag, no warning, just rage and a slammed door. I stood on the street with nothing but the keys to my grandparents' house, and for the first time, I felt more like their child than my parents. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Every corner smelled like them. My grandmother's lavender, my grandfather's old cigars. And underneath it all, a weight. Their absence was everywhere. But I wasn't alone. Not really. Because as I walked through the hallways, I could almost hear my grandfather's voice. "We prepared this for you. Don't let them take it." That's when the shift happened inside me. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to run. I was going to fight, on their terms. The first step was silence. When the calls came, shouts, threats, my father's booming voice demanding meetings, I ignored them. They wanted me rattled. I gave them stillness instead. The second step was control. I went through every document my grandparents left me, their businesses, their trusts, their investments. It wasn't just wealth, it was strategy. They'd built an empire that could defend itself. The third step was timing. I knew they'd come. I knew they'd try to storm the house, corner me, intimidate me. So I prepared for that day. And it came. The knock wasn't polite. It was a siege. 3 of them on the porch, my parents, my sister, faces twisted with entitlement and rage. "Open up," my father barked. When I didn't move, he slammed his fist against the door. "You don't deserve that house, that money. You hand it over now or we'll—" I opened the door. Calm, no fear. And I wasn't alone. Beside me stood a man in a sharp suit, briefcase in hand. The executor of the estate. The lawyer they thought was finished with me. But he wasn't alone either. 2 more figures stood just behind him. Security. My security now. Hired through the trust my grandfather set up for exactly this scenario. My family's mouths opened, then froze. They weren't looking at me anymore. They were staring at the wall of law and power at my side. The lawyer's voice cut through the tension. This property and its assets are legally protected. Any attempt to enter or harass the heir will be treated as trespassing and prosecuted. My mother's face drained. My father's jaw locked. My sister actually stepped back. I didn't need to say a word, but I did. "You thought you could throw me out, but this isn't your house. It never was. Grandma and Grandpa chose me, and they prepared for you." Silence. The kind that hurts more than shouting. They wanted me helpless. Instead, they were the ones standing outside, powerless, looking in. And in their eyes, I saw something I never expected: fear. The confrontation ended there. They left, not with victory, but with the sour taste of defeat. And I closed the door. But I didn't celebrate, not right away, because revenge isn't about noise, it's about precision. And mine wasn't finished. The next weeks, I locked everything down tighter. rewrote the businesses under new protections, cut off their access to every credit line, every favor, every back door my grandfather had once allowed them. One by one, I stripped away their illusions of power. I didn't scream, I didn't gloat, I just dismantled them, quietly. Now when they look at me, they see more than the heir. They see the reminder of what they lost, the reflection of the grandparents they underestimated, and the wall they can't climb. Do I feel guilty? No. They chose greed over blood. They chose to throw me out into the cold, and in doing so, they gave me clarity. They taught me that family isn't who shares your blood, it's who stands beside you when the knives come out. Sometimes at night I sit in my grandfather's study, the lights low, the silence heavy. I pour a glass of his whiskey, and I wait, just long enough to hear the echo of his laugh in the walls. And I whisper, "They tried, Grandpa, but they failed. You built this for me, and I'll never let them take it." That's not grief speaking. It's promise. It's vengeance carried to completion. Because the truth is simple.